Now coming to next first antenna. In previous lecture we have seen antenna parameters, right? Radiation pattern, efficiency we have seen, and bandwidth, directivity, gain, right? Now we have seen different antenna parameters, right? Now we have seen what are the different types of microwave antennas. That means antennas used at microwave frequencies, that is horn antenna, parabolic antenna, lens antenna, slot antenna, and microstrip antennas, right? Now these are the 5 different types of antennas which are used at microwave frequencies, right? Now let us see individually all these 5 antennas, right? Now coming to first antenna is your horn antenna, right? First antenna that we are discussing is your horn antenna, right? Now the horn, coming to its definition, a horn antenna consists of a flaring metal waveguide shaped like a horn, right? Now if you see this figure, right, if you just see its figure, these are the different types of horn antennas. Just see its figure. Now this particular widening part, right, if you see this figure, this particular widening part we call it as flaring, right? Now the horn antenna consisting of a flaring metal waveguide shaped like a horn, right? Now what it means is that horn antenna contains a wide mouth. The meaning is that horn antenna contains a wide mouth. Now because of that it can radiate radio waves in one particular direction, right? Now that is the definition of horn antenna. That is, it consisting of a flaring is nothing but wide opening. Flaring is nothing but wide opening. A horn antenna consists of a flaring metal waveguide shaped like a horn, and this is shaped like a horn, and this is used to direct radio waves in one particular direction, right? Now that is about the definition. Now this is open, right? Now this is open. Now it is an opened out waveguide capable, and the radiations are radiating into space. The mouth of the horn antenna is open. Now because it is open, it can radiate radiations into open space, right? Now that is the definition of horn antenna. Now coming to types. Now definition I am writing here. A horn antenna consists of a flaring metal waveguide shaped like a horn to direct radio waves in one direction, right? Now this is the definition of horn antenna, right? It consists of a flaring metal waveguide. Flaring is nothing but wide opening. And that is like a horn to direct, and that is used to direct radio waves in one direction. That is the definition of horn antenna. Now if you see its mouth, it is open, right? The mouth of the horn antenna is open. Now since the mouth of the horn antenna is open, it can radiate radiations into open space, right? It can radiate radiations into open space, right? Now coming to next one, that is types of horn antenna. Now let us see what are the different types of horn antenna, right? Now these types of horn antenna, right? Horn antenna is classified into different types. Now this is based on flaring. Flaring is nothing but wide opening. Now based on flaring, we have different types of horn antennas, right? Now what are those horn antennas? One is sectorial horn antenna. And second one is pyramidal horn antenna. And third one is conical horn antenna. HA I am representing. And fourth one is biconical horn antenna, right? Now these are the different types of horn antenna which are classified based on its wide mouth, wide opening. Flaring, based on its flaring. Flaring is nothing but wide opening, right? Now the different types of horn antenna which are classified based on its flaring are sectoral horn antenna, pyramidal horn antenna, and another one is conical horn antenna, and another one is biconical horn antenna, right? Now first let us see sectorial horn antenna, right? Sectorial horn antenna, right? If flaring is done only one direction, right? Now here antenna is transmitting electromagnetic waves, right? Now if the flaring is done only one direction, that one direction either it may be in electric field direction or magnetic field direction, right? If flaring is done only one direction, that we call it as sectoral horn antenna, right? If flaring is done and it is again two types, right? Because it is flaring is done only one direction, right? That direction may be either a electric field direction or magnetic field direction, and again it is classified into two types, right? Sectoral horn antenna is classified into two types, right? This is here I am writing sectoral horn antenna is classified into two types. One is sectoral E plane and another one is sectoral H plane, right? Sectoral E plane and sectoral H plane, right? Now coming to sectoral E plane, if the horn antenna flaring is done with respect to electric field direction, right? If the horn antenna flaring is done with respect to electric field direction, then it is called sectoral E plane. If the flaring is done with respect to magnetic field direction, then it is called sectoral H horn. Now these are the figures of your sectoral E horn and this is the sectoral H horn, right? Now let me briefly explain, right? Now based on its flaring we have different types of horn antenna. One is sectoral horn antenna, pyramidal horn antenna, conical horn antenna and biconical horn antenna. Now coming to sectoral horn antenna, flaring is done only in one direction, right? That direction may be either electric field direction or magnetic field direction. If flaring is done with respect to electric field direction, that we call it as sectoral E horn. If flaring is done with respect to magnetic field direction, that we call it as sectoral H horn. Now these are the direct figures of your sectoral E horn and sectoral H horn, right? Now this is about the sectoral horn antenna. Only one direction flaring is done, either it may be electric field direction or magnetic field direction. If it is in direction of electric field, E horn. If it is in direction of magnetic field, that is H horn. Now coming to second type of horn antenna. Now what is second type of horn antenna? Pyramidal horn antenna, right? Now coming, this is the structure of your pyramidal horn antenna. Now here flaring is done in both electric field direction and magnetic field direction, right? Whereas under sectoral horn antenna only flaring is done only in one direction, whereas pyramidal horn antenna flaring is done in both direction, electric field direction along with respect to electric field direction and magnetic field direction, right? Now this is the structure of pyramidal horn antenna, right? Now this is about your second type of horn antenna. Now coming to third horn, that is conical horn. Third horn is your conical horn. Now this is your circular waveguide, right? This is the structure of your conical horn and this is the circular waveguide here we are using, whereas under pyramidal sectorial we are using rectangular waveguide, right? Now this is under your circular waveguide, here we are using. Now flaring the walls of the circular waveguide, right? Flaring the walls of the circular waveguide. If the flaring is done for the walls of the circular waveguide, right, and that we call it as only the flaring is different, right? Only the flaring is different, right? Here the flaring is done with the walls of the circular waveguide and this can radiate radio waves in one particular direction, right? Now coming to fourth antenna, that is biconical horn antenna. These two should be same. I have drawn by mistake, that's why again I have drawn here biconical horn antenna. Neglect this, right? Neglect this biconical horn antenna. This is the structure. Now the combination of two conical horn antennas, right? The combination of two conical horn antennas is nothing but biconical. The name itself indicates biconical. Combination of bi indicates two. Combination of two conical horn antennas is nothing but biconical horn, right? Now whatever the horn antennas we have seen till now, it can radiate radio waves only in one direction, right? Whereas biconical horn antenna, it can radiate radiations in two direction, right? Two direction, and that radiations are radiated equally, right? That is the difference between biconical and remaining horn antennas, right? Now let me briefly explain again till now, right? Now what is horn antenna? Horn antenna, right? A horn antenna consisting of a flare metal waveguide, right? Metal waveguide, either it may be circular or it may be rectangular, right? Flaring is nothing but wide opening, right? Flaring is nothing but wide opening. That means at the wide opening, it may contain either rectangular waveguide or circular waveguide, right? Now a horn antenna consisting of a flaring metal waveguide, wide opening. At wide opening you will have a waveguide that is rectangular or circular, right? And that is shaped like a horn, right? And this particular will radiate radio waves in one direction, right? Now that is the definition. If you see the mouth of this particular waveguide, it is open, right? Now because of that open of the mouth, it can radiate radio waves into open space, right? Now coming to types of horn antennas are classified into different types based on its flaring, right? Now what are those different types? Sectorial horn, pyramidal horn, conical horn, and another one is biconical horn. Now coming to sectorial horn, if the flaring is done only in one direction, that direction may be either electric field direction or magnetic field direction, right? If the flaring is done only in one direction, that we call it as sectorial horn antenna. And under this again we have two different types. One is sectorial E plane and another one is sectorial H plane, right? Now if the flaring is done with respect to electric field direction, that we call it as sectorial E horn. If the flaring is done with respect to magnetic field direction, that we call it as sectorial H horn. Now these are the figures of sectorial E horn, and another one is sectorial H horn. Flaring is done only in one direction. Now coming to pyramidal horn, flaring is done, here the flaring is done in two directions, right? What are those two directions? Electric field direction and magnetic field direction, right? Under pyramidal horn, flaring is done in two directions, that is electric field and magnetic field direction, right? Now coming to third type, conical horn, right? Now here flaring is done for the walls of the circular waveguide. See, here it contains rectangular waveguide. Previous also it contains rectangular waveguide, but here it contains circular waveguide, right? Now here the flaring is done for the walls of the circular waveguide, and it can radiate waves in one particular direction, right? Now coming to fourth type, biconical horn. The name itself indicates biconical, that is combination of two conical horns, right? Combination of two conical horns, right? If you see this conical and biconical, it will radiate only in one direction. Now this biconical horn, it can transmit in two directions equally, right? Now these are the different types of horn antenna. Now let us see its principle. Now let us see the principle of horn antenna analysis of. Now let us analyze the horn antenna, right? Analysis. Now this is the structure of horn antenna, right? Now the 2D, in 2D I have drawn it, right? Now let us analyze this particular horn antenna, right? Now to the center of horn antenna I am drawing a line, right? To the center of horn antenna I am drawing a line. Now that we call it as axial line, right? The center line or the axial line, right? Now coming to next term, and this is nothing but your waveguide, right? This is nothing but your waveguide, right? Now here we have to define three parameters, right? Now what are those? Let us see, right? Now where this angle will start, that particular point we are defining it as O, right? That particular point we are defining it as O, and this is nothing but angle theta, and this is also nothing but angle theta, and the total angle will be 2 theta, right? Now the center we have defined the point O, right? Now the point to that inclination is theta, and here you'll have again 1 theta. The total angle will be 2 theta, right? Now this center, it is traveling to this particular, right? And this we can draw it as arc, right? This we can draw it as arc, right? Now the distance between center to the open mouth, right? Distance between center to open mouth, that we call it as L. This is the L, right? And here also this distance also same, and here you'll have a slight variation that is denoted by delta, right? Now this is denoted by height h. H is nothing but this particular height of the horn antenna, right? And L is nothing but axial length, right? L is nothing but axial length, and theta is nothing but flare angle. Theta we define it as flare angle, right? Now this point, define it as B, and this point define it as C, right? Now this we have to analyze here to the center line, right? This is the center line or the axial line. The point where there is this particular is starting, that is denoted by O, right? And this inclination is nothing but theta. Here also we will nothing but theta. Now theta, what is theta? We will define flare angle, right? At this particular only flaring is starting. Flaring is nothing but wide opening, right? Now that is nothing but flare angle, right? Now the L is nothing but distance from O to the end, right? That we call it as axial length, right? That we call it as axial length, right? Now where A is nothing but aperture. A is nothing but aperture, nothing but this particular height, right? A is nothing but aperture. That is nothing but aperture, right? Now these are the three parameters. Now using these three parameters, we have to analyze horn antenna, right? We have to analyze horn antenna, right? Now this particular O, where the flaring is starting, that particular point we have defined it as O, and this denote it as C, and this denote it as B. If you see this, it is a right angle triangle, right? If you see this, it is a right angle triangle. Now angle OCB. Now angle OCB, from right angle triangle of OCB. Now what is cos theta? From right angle triangle of OCB. Now what is cos theta? Starting from here to here, it is L, right? Now what is cos theta? Cos theta is nothing but OB by OC, right? Cos theta is nothing but OB by OC. Now what is OB? From O to B, it is nothing but axial length, right? Now that is denoted by OL. O to C, right? O to C. We have L plus some slight increment, that is denoted by delta. Now L plus delta. OC is nothing but L plus delta. Now from this equation, theta is nothing but cos inverse of L by L plus delta, right? Cos inverse of L by L plus delta, right? Now similarly from this right angle triangle, now what is tan theta? Tan theta is nothing but, now till here it is nothing but h by 2, right? Now h by 2 by L, right? Now from this equation you will get theta equals to tan inverse of h by 2L, right? Theta equals to tan inverse of h by 2L. Now we have to define this theta, L and A, right? Now using these three parameters only, right? Using these three parameters only, which will define the characteristics of horn. That's why we are deriving this, right? Now theta you can use if we don't know delta, right? Slight variation. If we know delta, directly you can use this formula in order to calculate flare angle, right? If we don't know delta, right? Small variation, then using h and L value you can calculate what is flare angle, right? Now these are the two different formulas through which you can find out the flare angle of a particular horn antenna, right? Now theta we can define, right? Next we have to define L, right? Next we have to define L. We have to calculate L, right? Now this is a right angle triangle, right? Now this is a right angle triangle. From hypothesis theorem, right? From hypothesis theorem, now L plus delta whole square plus L, which is equals to L square plus h by 2 whole square. From the hypothesis theorem, right? You know that, right? L plus delta whole square, which is equals to L square plus h by 2 whole square, right? Now solve this. L square plus delta square plus 2L delta, which is equals to L square plus H square by 4. Right? Now L square will get cancelled. Right? Now delta is always less than 1. Slight variation only. Right? It is always less than 1. Now if it is less than 1, delta square is also less than 1. Now neglect this. Since it is less than 1, neglect that. Now 2 times of L delta, which is equals to H square by 4. Right? Now from this what you will get? L, finally I am writing here. Now L is nothing but H square by 8 delta. Right? L is nothing but H square by 8 delta. Now using this formula you can calculate axial length of the horn antenna. Right? Using this formula you can calculate the axial length of horn antenna. Right? Now coming to aperture. Right? You know height, aperture, widening mouth. Right? HR, the aperture, both are same. Widening mouth anyhow they will give. Now if A is given, you can calculate flare angle using this formula. Right? You can use any of these two, and L is calculated, that is axial length is calculated using this formula. Right? Now let me briefly explain again. Now this is the center line for the horn antenna, or nothing but the axial line. Right? Now the point where the flaring is starting. Right? Now the point where the flaring is starting, that is represented by O. Right? The point where the flaring is starting, that is represented by O. Right? Now here it is nothing but angle. Right? Flaring angle, that is denoted by theta. Right? And here also you will have theta. Now the total flare angle will be, total flare angle of a horn antenna will be 2 theta. Right? Now the point where the flaring is starting, that is denoted by O. Right? Now O2 till the end. Right? This particular distance from starting from flaring to the ending of the horn antenna, that particular is denoted by L, which is nothing but axial length. Right? Now this we can draw it curve here. Now this is nothing but L plus, it is greater than L. If you see this, that is greater than L. Now that slight variation is denoted by delta. Right? Now using these 3 parameters we can find out the characteristics of the horn antenna. One is flare angle and another one is axial length. Flare angle is this one. Axial length, the point where the flaring is starting to till the ending part of the horn, is nothing but the axial length, and this particular is nothing but the aperture. Right? Now O, this particular point is denoted by C and this particular point is denoted by B. Right? Now this is the right angle triangle. Right? This is the right angle triangle. Now from that right angle triangle, cos theta is nothing but OB by OC. Right? OB by OC. Now OB is nothing but L and OC is nothing but L plus delta greater than L. Right? Now using this cos theta is this one, theta equals to cos inverse of L by L plus delta. Right? Now similarly tan theta, if you know delta, you can use this formula to calculate flare angle. Right? Now similarly tan theta is nothing but H by 2 by L. If you don't know delta, smallest variation, then you can use this formula, tan theta equals to H by 2 by L. Now theta equals to tan inverse of H by 2L. Right? H by 2L. Now using these two formulas, based on its parameters, you can calculate flare angle. Right? Now this is a right angle triangle. Right? From hypothesis theorem, L plus delta square, which is equals to L square plus H by 2 whole square. Right? Now solve this. Neglect, anyhow delta will be less than 1. If it is less than 1, squaring also you will get less than 1. That's why neglect it. Right? Now neglect it. Now finally you will get L equals to H square by 8 delta. Now using this formula you can calculate axial length. Right? Now this is about the analysis of horn antenna. Right? This is about the analysis of horn antenna. Now let us see its flare angle. Now this is the horn antenna. Now what it indicates, its flaring is large. Right? Now let us assume this is the horn antenna. Now what this figure shows is flaring angle is very large. Right? Now what this figure shows, flaring angle is small, right? Now flaring angle, you know what is flaring angle, we have seen under analysis. Now if you see this, now consider case 1 where total flaring angle will be theta, right? For a horn antenna, total flaring angle will be theta, right? Now if 2 theta is very large, consider case 1 where the flaring angle is very large, and consider case 2 where flaring angle, total flaring angle is small. Total flaring angle is small. Consider 2 cases, right? Now let us see what happens if flaring angle is large and if flaring angle is small, right? Now if you see this figure, now flaring angle is very large, right? Now this will result in non-uniform. If you see this, it will go like this, right? Now because of this large flaring angle, now this will result in non-uniform phase distribution, right? So non-uniform phase distribution, because if you see this there is a large wide opening. If the flaring angle is very large, what happens? Large wide opening, right? Now the signal is transmitted as a very wide, right? If you see this flaring angle is very large, right? If the flaring angle is very large, now what happens? There is a wide opening, right? Now because of that wide opening, now that results in non-uniform phase distribution, right? Now signal transmitted very wide, which results in non-uniform phase distribution, right? Now because of this, what happens here is there is high beam width, right? If you see this figure I am drawing here, now this is there will be a high beam width here, right? There will be a high beam width. Now as beam width is increasing, what happens to its directivity? Decreases, right? High beam width, now directivity decreases, right? Now these are the advantages of very large flare angle, right? Very large flare angle. If the flare angle is very large, now what happens? There is a wide opening of the horn antenna, right? Now because of that wide opening, signal is transmitted widely like this, right? Signal is transmitted widely, right? Now because of this wide transmission, there is a non-uniform phase distribution, right? If the signal is transmitted widely, there will be a non-uniform phase distribution. Now because of that, there will be a large beam width. If beam width is high, what happens to its directivity? Decreases, right? Now coming to second case where the flaring angle is small, right? Where the flaring angle is small. Now if you see this, signal is not transmitted widely, right? Signal is not transmitted widely. Now this results in uniform phase distribution, right? As the signal is not transmitted widely, now this results in uniform phase distribution. Now because of this uniform phase distribution, now what happens to its beam width? Reduces, right? Only small beam width, right? Very small beam width. And what happens to its directivity? Increases, right? Flaring, that's why flaring angle should be very small, right? Now what happens if flaring angle is very large? That will result in non-uniform phase distribution. Because of that, there will be a signal is transmitted while if a 2 theta is very large, signal is transmitted. If flaring angle is large, now what happens? There will be a wide opening, right? Now because of that, signal is transmitted widely, right? Because of that, there will be a non-uniform phase distribution, and that results in high beam width, and that results in decreased directivity. Now if flaring angle is small, right? Now signal is not transmitted widely, and that results, because of that no wide transmission, there won't be any non-uniform phase distribution, right? Then because of that, high beam width will be low and directivity is increased, right? Directivity is increased. Now here theta is, flaring angle is very important for the horn antenna, and always it should be small, right? Always it should be small, because we have to get high directivity, right? And always it should be small, right? Now let us see some formulas for this particular horn antenna. Now let us see some formulas for this particular horn antenna. Now half power beam width, right? Half power beam width I am writing directly. Now half power beam width for your E direction, right? For E direction, now that is given by 56 lambda by H, right? And this is expressed in degrees, right? Now half power beam width for H direction. E indicates E direction, H indicates H direction, right? Now that is given by 67 lambda by W, where W is the width here, right? Where W is the width, right? And this is expressed in degrees, right? Now the directivity of horn antenna, that is denoted by D. Now this is given by 7.5 A by lambda square, right? Now where A is nothing but H into width, H is nothing but height of your aperture, area of the aperture, right? And W is nothing but width, right? And the power gain, that is denoted by GP. Now that is given as 4.5 A by lambda square, right? These formulas you have to remember in order to design the horn antenna, right? Half power beam width, right? For E direction, that is given by 56 lambda by H, you know what is H. And half power beam width for H direction, that is given by 67 lambda by W, where W is the width. And directivity of the horn antenna, that is given by 7.5 A by lambda square, where A is nothing but H, H is nothing but that particular aperture into its width. And the power gain of the horn antenna is given by 4.5 A by lambda square, right? 4.5 A by lambda square. Now these are the important formulas. First you have to remember directivity. If you don't remember remaining also, that doesn't matter, but you have to remember directivity of the horn antenna, that is given by 7.5 A by lambda square, right? Now coming to its application, the last topic under your horn antenna. Now coming to its application, now let us see what are the different types of application, right? Now it works in the frequency of 300 megahertz to 30 gigahertz, right? It works in the frequencies from this particular antenna, right? This particular horn antenna operates in the frequency from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz, right? Now this horn antenna is used under your satellite communication, and another one is it is used as active element. It is used as active element. See, if you see your dish, TV dish, right, that contains this horn antenna, right? This is used as active element in dish antenna. And another one is used in microwave application. Now these are the different types of applications of horn antenna. Now this horn antenna works in the frequencies from 300 megahertz to 30 gigahertz, right? It is a application one, satellite communication, and another one is it is used as active element in dish. If you see your dish that contains horn antenna, right, in order to transmit the signal, now that contains horn antenna, right? Microwave applications, right? For different types of microwave applications you can use this horn antenna, right? Now this is about the horn antenna. In next lecture we will see 4 remaining different types of antennas, right? That is slot antenna, microstrip antenna, lens antenna, and another one is parabolic antenna, right? Thank you.